inside, and Washington has done that incredibly well so far.
Reese missed the first one, still with it, blocked.
The basketball world is watching what might be the strangest, most head-scratching endorsement deal in recent memory. Angel Reese keeps dropping highlight reels, not the kind you save for the season recap, but the kind that make commentators reach for the mute button instead of the replay. And with her big Reebok signature shoe locked in for a 2026 launch, insiders are starting to whisper, could this be the priciest misfire since somebody thought bringing back the XFL was a good idea?
Chicago Bravado once again got their ass kicked. Angel Reese was so bad last night, the announcers calling the game, they were laughing at her performance. Check out some highlights for yourself. Well, KC, you always do this. You select a couple of bad plays and try to convince us that Angel Reese isn't a superstar.
Every time Reese hits the floor, stat keepers across the country brace themselves and nod in excitement. In her sophomore season, she's pulled off something so baffling, it's almost an art form, shooting 31.5% on layups, while taking the third most layups in the league. Let that sink in for a second. We're talking about a 6'3" professional athlete missing shots that high school JV players knock down in their sleep. The sheer math of it makes no sense. How do you get this close to the hoop and still make it look like a coin toss?
Angel Reese, face up, oh, here we go, oh snap, cook up, crossover, crossover, right to the rack, and but we got our own rebound, beautiful, we got our own offensive rebound, here we go again, a little bit of travel action in there, and we missed another, but don't worry, we grabbed our second rebound. Let me just posture up real quick, talk my ish, you can't guard me, point forward, and
one game against the New York Liberty gave us the ultimate example. 4 straight missed putbacks in just 12 seconds. 2 of them swatted right back at her. The clip didn't just go viral, it exploded online, becoming a living, breathing lesson in how to turn a basic basketball play into unintentional slapstick. Sure, her season field goal percentage is listed at a decent 44.4%. But that number becomes a lot less shiny when you realize most of her shots come right at the rim. And here's the kicker. Most pros finish layups at a 70 to 80% clip. Somehow, Reese has managed to turn the easiest, most fundamental shot in the game into a 50-50 gamble. And fans are left wondering how a player this tall can be this unreliable under the basket. The clearest sign of just how rough Angel Reese's shooting has gotten isn't even in the stats. It's in the voices of the people paid to make every play sound like a blockbuster moment.
Washington Mystics just put belt to ass on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron was out there cooking with hot grease. Stir the pot, keep cooking, Sonia. That was a show. She put on a flat out show versus Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Boy, did they ruin Angel Reese's whole.
NBA and WNBA commentators are pros at turning even a routine free throw into the shot heard around the world. But when Reese heads toward the rim, those same voices suddenly start fighting to keep it together. And sometimes they lose the battle. In a recent game, after yet another baffling miss on what should have been a walk-in layup, one commentator couldn't even hide it. He chuckled live on air. And this wasn't that lighthearted ribbing you hear after a rare miss. This was the sound of genuine disbelief mixed with professional frustration. When the very people whose job is to sell your greatness start laughing at your attempts, you've crossed into territory most athletes never even sniff.
In math, but it looks like Angel Reese wins 1 out of every 3 games. If I remember correctly, Angel Reese has beaten a team with a winning record once this season. So you tell me how Angel Reese impacts.
The internet has had a field day with it. Her missed layups have become a whole subgenre of sports content. Millions of views, fans adding circus music, slow motion replays, and freeze frames to stretch out every awkward second. This isn't the kind of viral moment that moves sneakers off shelves. This is the kind that makes Reebok's marketing team stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering where it all went wrong. And here's the kicker. Maybe this could all slide under the radar if her team was stacking wins. But the Chicago Sky? They're sitting at 7-21, playing a brand of basketball that makes some rec league squads look polished. Reese's cold streak isn't just a personal slump. It's the headline act in a season-long struggle that's got fans and execs shaking their heads. The Chicago Sky are in the middle of an 8-game skid, and here's the plot twist. They've gone 0-5 in games without Reese thanks to her recent back injury. That's the paradox. They can't win with her. But somehow they're even worse without her. It's like griping about a busted AC unit while your whole house is burning down.
Wants to bring in talent to grow Reebok and have people wear it again because no one does. So one of his genius decisions was this. Fucking signing her, Angel Reese. If you don't know who she is, she's the queen of fish out of water going after a rebound that she shot herself and can get in the net ever. She reminds me of a 3-year-old shooting on those little kids' nets and throwing the ball and just completely missing.
Coach Tyler Marsh has tried his best to put a glass-half-full spin on it. But even the most carefully worded post-game quotes can't hide the truth. This roster was built around a player whose most consistent highlight is accidentally fueling blooper reels. When your star is most famous for missing shots a blindfolded middle schooler might bank in, championship talk doesn't just fade, it evaporates. And yet, here comes Reebok, all in on the Angel Reese revival project. Under Shaquille O'Neal's leadership, she became their first major basketball signing in years, with a signature shoe locked for 2026. On paper, it had all the makings of a smart risk. Young player, strong online following, potential to grow into the role. But paper promises have a nasty habit of turning into origami disasters when reality steps in. Reebok CEO Todd Krinsky even compared Reese to Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson, saying she's got the same culture-shifting potential.
Through All-Star break, we come back, 9 turnovers. We sit out with a back injury, we come back, can't make a fundamentally sound layup. Maybe they rushed you back from injury. Tyler Marsh, did you rush her back from injury? Tyler Marsh, I'm looking.
Except here's the awkward part. Shaq and AI weren't just culture icons. They were dominant forces on the court. With Reese, that part's still missing, and the longer the misses pile up, the more that comparison feels less inspiring and more, what were you thinking? People in the industry are starting to wonder if Reebok really knew what they were signing up for. When you make an athlete the face of your brand, you're not just buying their present, you're betting on where they're headed. And in Reese's case, that trajectory looks like a direct line into the bottom of the rim, followed by the ball bouncing helplessly into the stands. Ironically, the most merciful twist in this ongoing hoops soap opera has been Reese's recent back injury, keeping her out for multiple games. Now, injuries are never something to cheer, but her absence has given everyone a break from the weekly parade of fundamental basketball blunders. The timing couldn't have been more convenient. It happened just as her missed layup highlight reels were hitting maximum viral saturation online, letting the basketball world catch its breath from watching a pro struggle with shots most fans drain at the local gym.
I went to school with. I'm not gonna follow people who are not friends of mine, but acquaintances, right? Again, you don't have to. I'm not gonna do that to you. But again, sometimes I'd be looking at their page and bro, you are fucking lucky, cause I was better. I wanted to unfollow you so fucking bad, but again, I'm not no celeb, so I ain't gonna do it. But I low-key be plotting on niggas to unfollow me, just so I could be like, bitch! I don't even fuck with you like that. For real, for real. And a lot of times I be wanting to unfollow people because a lot of people don't even really post.
For Reebok's marketing team, this injury break has been a gift wrapped in ice packs. It's bought them precious time to figure out how to sell a shoe tied to a player whose most replayed moments are misses. And the timing gets even juicier. It kept her out of a matchup against the Indiana Fever, led by her old college rival Caitlin Clark, who's managed to carry her superstar aura straight into the pros with real production to match. That absence spared us from what could have been the most lopsided individual showdown since David met Goliath. If David had been blindfolded and Goliath had a basketball in his hands. From a business angle, the Angel Reese experiment is turning into a masterclass, not in brand building, but in how a high-profile endorsement can unravel in full public view. Reebok has poured serious money into a player whose on-court production works against the very foundation of athletic endorsements, the idea that winning inspires buyers. The formula is simple. Success sells. Fans lace up Jordans because they want to be like Mike. They rock LeBron's gear to channel that championship aura. But what's the pitch for Angel Reese's signature shoe? Miss layups just like your favorite pro. The brand has tried to spin it, leaning into Reese's unapologetic personality and online influence, selling her as a cultural figure rather than a basketball force. That might fly for a lifestyle brand, but for performance basketball gear, it's a problem. You can't convince hoopers that wearing these sneakers will up their game when the player on the box keeps proving that basketball fundamentals are...
Marsh has this point forward thing on lock. Tyler Marsh has this Angel Reese point forward thing on lock. There we go, pushing the pace. Oh, yeah, Angel. It's okay. It's okay. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. All right, here we go. We got an entry pass. It looks like it's going to be to Elizabeth Williams, and oh, goodness.
Optional. And it's not like Reese's flaws are hidden by her teammates. If anything, the Chicago Sky roster puts them on full display. Instead of creating easy scoring looks that could help mask her shaky finishing, the offense often forces her into tough shots she's not hitting. Add in a first-year head coach in Tyler Marsh, and you've got a tougher puzzle than anyone bargained for. His challenge? Build a winning system around a player whose most dependable output is viral social media clips. It's like being handed a sleek sports car, only to find out it's got square wheels, and being told to win the Indianapolis 500. And perhaps the most telling part? When Reese has been sidelined with injury, the Sky still managed to look even more lost. Proving this saga isn't just about one player. It's a full-blown franchise identity crisis. Some of the Sky's numbers tell a story that's as awkward as it is revealing. Certain offensive metrics have actually improved in games without Reese, even though the losses keep piling up. Translation? Her rebounding stats might look solid on paper, but her overall impact could be quietly dragging down the team's quality of play. It's the kind of maddening paradox that has coaches popping antacids and GMs quietly updating their resumes. But here's the twist. In today's social media-driven sports world, failure can sometimes be more profitable than success. Reese's missed layups rack up millions of views. Her questionable shot choices spark endless meme threads. And her overall "what was that" moments have become a goldmine for sports commentary channels.
She had a good game, 22 points, 13 rebounds, but she shot terribly. She got bailed out so many times, throwing up brick layups, getting phantom foul calls from the refs. She did make 10 of 11 free throws, so that is good. 6 of 16 from the floor is not good at all. 0 of 1 from 3. She was a -11. Listen, man, Kiki Area fan got the...
It's created a strange, almost perverse incentive, where athletic underperformance is rewarded with clicks, clout, and constant attention. Reese has slipped into the role of basketball's version of a reality TV star, famous for being famous no matter what the box score says. And for Reebok, that's both intriguing and dangerous. Do you double down on a player who commands attention, even if most of it is negative? The problem is that viral fame based on failure burns fast and fades faster. One day, you're the internet's favorite unintentional comedian. The next, the audience has moved on to a new blooper reel, and your endorsement deals are left tied to a name no one wants to touch. That's the line between being memorable and being worth remembering. And with the 2026 launch of Reese's signature shoe creeping closer, the tension is impossible to ignore. Reebok's already gone all in. Money spent, preview shots released, hype machine running at full speed, hoping this will be a culture-shifting moment. But if the laughs keep coming, the culture might shift in a very different direction. The thing about culture is, it defines itself. And right now, the culture around Angel Reese is all about basketball confusion. Inside the industry, the whispers are getting louder. Some insiders claim Reebok might pivot, ditching the idea of a performance basketball shoe and instead pushing her signature line into the lifestyle lane, quietly admitting that the link between Reese and on-court excellence is hanging by a thread, at best.
There's a dude on the internet who cracks me up on TikTok. He's put together a load of Angel Reese clips, and it'll say Angel Reese part 36. And it goes, Angel Reese going up for another layup. She misses, bang! And I mean, dude, it's the funniest. And my whole thing is this, dude. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Others speculate about an indefinite delay, hoping that time and a few viral distractions might fade the sting of those endless low-light reels. The more pessimistic voices? They're wondering if Reebok's quietly hunting for an exit strategy altogether. Sure, the brand has publicly doubled down on its commitment, But in the real world, no company can ignore the business nightmare of tying its name to consistent athletic failure. Eventually, even the most patient investors start demanding to see numbers, and the ROI on viral misses doesn't exactly scream long-term growth. What we're watching with Angel Reese is something modern sports marketing has never really seen. A signature athlete whose signature move is missing shots that should be automatic. Reebok's gamble on her potential is turning into a crash course on how endorsements implode when hype runs miles ahead of actual performance. And as the Chicago Sky spiraled deeper into basketball irrelevance with Reese still delivering unintentional comedy gold, the questions facing Reebok are getting painfully urgent. How do you sell shoes when the brand ambassador keeps proving she can't deliver where it counts? How do you market performance when the performance is actively tanking? And how do you build a lasting sports brand around someone whose main contribution to the game is fueling blooper reels?
It's so bad that when Caitlin Clark and her were supposed to face off against each other the other week, the ticket sales went down from $100 to like $5 because Caitlin Clark got injured. She had a quad injury, so she wasn't playing. So guess what? No one wanted to go watch. And if you don't know Caitlin Clark, she's pretty much the GOAT of the WNBA and is the reason why people are watching. No one watches you, Angel Reese. No one watches you. The only thing that I enjoy watching is all the clips on TikTok of you just countlessly just missing every
The clock is ticking toward that 2026 launch, and every clanked layup, every viral moment of hoops confusion, and every loss in the Sky's ongoing disaster brings us one step closer to what could go down as the most painfully awkward shoe release in sports history. With the 2026 release date looming like a shot clock about to expire, Reebok is staring down a nightmare they can't spin with glossy ads or influencer posts. Every missed layup, every meme, every viral clip is stacking against them, turning what should have been a triumphant debut into a public countdown toward disaster. The hype machine they built for Angel Reese is now tangled in the same net she keeps bricking shots into, and the Chicago Sky season isn't giving them a lifeline. Each loss deepens the association between Reese's brand and basketball irrelevance. Fans aren't debating her potential anymore. They're openly questioning how she even landed this deal in the first place. Sports talk shows are treating her highlight reels like late-night comedy sketches, and the punchline is always the same. You can't teach finishing, or maybe you can, and someone should. Behind closed doors, you can bet marketing teams are running damage control drills, brainstorming ways to shift the narrative before launch day turns into a corporate faceplant. Lifestyle rebrand? Possible. Heavy celebrity cosigns to mask the performance issues. On the table. But the reality is simple. You can't erase years of low-light clips with a single photo shoot. And while Reebok plays defense, Reese keeps playing the same game, pulling rebounds, taking shots, and somehow missing the ones that should be automatic.
This was an epic embarrassment, bro. Remember, this is a pro basketball player. Won a national championship. Their calling card they'd like to hang over is she beat Caitlin Clark. Remember that. Watch this.
The viral content keeps coming, but instead of selling sneakers, it's selling skepticism. Every laugh, every sarcastic tweet, every slowed-down blooper edit chips away at whatever performance credibility was left. If things keep trending this way, the launch of the Angel Reese signature shoe won't just be awkward, it could become the case study in sports marketing textbooks for how hype without substance turns into a brand's worst nightmare. Reebok wanted a culture-shifting star, and they might just get one. The only problem? The culture she's shifting is the culture of professional basketball embarrassment. By now, the Angel Reese saga has grown into something far bigger than one player, one team, or even one shoe deal. It's a living, breathing reminder of how fast the sports world can turn on you when the numbers don't match the noise. What started as a bold, attention-grabbing signing has morphed into a slow-motion PR crash that everyone can see coming, but no one seems able to stop. Every storyline around Reese now comes with the same question. Is this still about potential, or is it just about clicks? Her supporters cling to the idea that she can figure it out, but the evidence piling up on game film tells a different story. One of a player whose high profile has outgrown her production, and whose celebrity is now fueled more by failure than by success. Reebok's problem isn't just the missed layups, it's the fact that the missed layups have become her brand. You can change marketing angles, reframe her image, and drown the internet in flashy campaign videos, but in the end, the product you're selling is tied to what happens on the court.
Her dominant performances in June, she earned her All-Star selection. But these aren't just a couple of bad plays. These aren't bloopers. These aren't rare moments. This is the norm. The same thing happened last week when the Chicago Bravado got their ass kicked by the Minnesota Linkers. I don't have to convince you that Angel Reese has no impact on winning. Just look at her record, look at her resume in the WNBA.
And right now, what's happening on the court is a steady stream of content for blooper compilations. The Chicago Sky's season only cements the narrative. With the team sinking deeper into irrelevance and Reese still serving up unintentional comedy gold, the association between brand and basketball disaster is getting stronger by the week. Even neutral fans, people who have no stake in the Sky or Reese, are tuning in just to see if the latest viral clip will top the last. And that's the real danger. Once the audience comes for the joke instead of the game, you've lost the foundation that makes an endorsement deal work. The 2026 launch isn't just a sneaker drop anymore. It's shaping up to be a public referendum on whether hype alone can carry a brand through a storm of on-court embarrassment. Unless Angel Reese pulls off a total transformation overnight, and let's be real, based on her track record, that's about as likely as her nailing her next wide-open layup, Reebok could soon be stuck pushing a product that nobody links to success. What started as a bold gamble is now teetering on the edge of becoming the ultimate cautionary tale for athlete endorsements in the social media era. Because here's the cold truth. Sometimes the person making the most noise is making it for all the wrong reasons. And no slick ad campaign, no celebrity cosign, no unapologetic branding can turn real, visible basketball flaws into championship credibility. The question isn't if Reebok will regret this investment. It's when, before launch day turns into a clean corporate pivot, or after it becomes the most expensive punchline in basketball history. If you've got thoughts on this wild saga, drop them in the comments, hit that like button, share this with your crew, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next one. See you in the next video.